Hey, good morning, everyone. What's happening? How's everyone doing? Welcome to Reckless Reviews with M3 and the Sophisticated Jerk. Salute to Sophisticated Jerk again in the building.
What's good, M3? How you doing, man? I see you got the 49ers on, rubbing it in. Y'all got a winning season, man. I'm a Giants fan, so it's a little rough on that side, but I don't appreciate you, rocking a winning team out here.
Hey, man, tough luck, man. They're from the Bay Area, man, so I gotta represent. So they're the last of the Mohicans, man. You feel me? Ever since like the Raiders left, but it wasn't like the Raiders was like a true Bay Area team anyway. But, hey, I mean.
Say M3 throwing them shots early at the Raiders.
Right.
But wait, what you got for us today, man? What's on the agenda?
Well, the agenda, man, for today, man, is pretty much to talk about, Cameron and Melissa Ford, man. Especially, things that, I've been hearing what's been going around. Actually, let me turn this music down real quick. Okay. Just want to make sure it's not too loud, everyone. But yeah, man, there's been like some things that's been going around. Cameron did like an Instagram live, but I think he kind of deleted the footage afterwards. I don't think he saved it, but he wanted to kind of address some situations, man, that I guess some allegations that Melissa Ford had kind of said on the Joe Budden podcast. I think, man, it's just better for me to kind of show you certain clips of what went down as opposed to explaining it,
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to explain, but yeah, Cam definitely went in on that, so and rightfully so.
Right. So let me go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and share the screen, get things ready. Let me see where shit is. Oh, there it is. All right. Let me go ahead and we're going to pull it up together. All right. Again, man, this is fair use content. I know we're still waiting for more people to show up, but if you guys missed the first couple of clips, I'll always suggest, man, just go to the replay, man, and just catch it, But let me see if I could blow it up real quick. Oh, okay, that's a little too much. Hold on. We'll keep it like that for now, man, until I figure it out. But Sophisticated Jerk, let me know if you can hear the sound. I'm gonna play it real quick, okay?
Okay.
All right, here we go.
So she was alluding to the place who could have had underage girls in there, and nobody really knows.
You can hear it, but
if
I
they
can't
were
hear it
of
on
age.
my
I think that is a bit of a reach.
Let me see.
But Cameron and Mace basically responded. Melissa Ford is from Canada, so he basically saying
I thought it was going to be easy as I thought it would be.
To the place that they went to
could
have had underage girls in there, and nobody really knows if they were of age. I think that is a
let me give it a shot. Hold on for a second.
Bit of a.
I'm just going to turn the volume down. Maybe that will help. But so far, Sophisticated Jerk, what you got from the video that I played?
Man, so basically, what I'm kind of getting from this is, she threw some serious allegations, especially. In this time of age, with everything going on, talking about they was, messing around with some young underage women. And, you see everything with Diddy and all them, with that New York Survivors Act going on. So, Cam was kind of like, hey, man, that's some serious allegations, man. We don't, you talk about stuff from way back that you had no part of. So for her to kind of throw that out there, man, that's serious. And I think a lot of people, man, especially in this, I say YouTube space, man, they don't understand cross defamation and stuff that goes with that. So yeah, so far she definitely threw some crazy allegations at them.
Man, because and here's the thing. I was talking to someone under the IG, and she was like, one person, I'm not gonna say the names, but she was insinuating that, oh well, she just pretty much opposed of a question and not much of a statement. But then you hear this part, according to the video, okay, she did somewhat still kind of made a statement. Even if it was something that was meant to be questionable, you brought it up. And the thing is, those type of suspicions eventually lead to allegations and people having reasonable doubt that maybe they probably did something back then. Because remember, we live in a generation where something that maybe if you had rap lyrics like LL Cool J, stuff that was like explicit, sexually explicit, and maybe it was talking about minors back then. In the 90s, hey, everything was all good. It was peaches and cream. But now it's like, okay, you gotta be careful of what you do because, they could always backtrack, retroact, and then try to find a way to pretty much sue you or get you canceled. Salutes to Wally and salutes to Big Rick Slaps in the building.
It's good, Big Rick. It was good, Wally. But no, I like what you were saying. But the biggest thing is just like, man, if you ain't there, man, you don't know that person age or anything. It's like, man, you better just, quiet down on that. Cause it's just like, man, if you don't got them facts, man, you can't just be jumping out there. Like you said, it's like people try to play smart with it. I think to get that shock value. They were like, oh, no, I posed this question. But like you said, it's really a statement. It's not clear. Like, hey, let me ask you guys a question. Do you think, and you got to start it off like that and end it. And then people get their take. And then, so you got to pose it a certain way. If you truly trying to, like you said, shape it as a question. But you can't sit there and like put it in that gray area where it's not clear and stuff. And that's what she kind of did.
Yeah, no, I feel you. You know what I mean? And then we have also Wonder watching the building. Salutes to you. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Yep, come on. Sometimes the songs might be delayed, but hey, thank you, everybody, for tuning in to Reckless Reviews here on Knowledge Relationships and other streaming platforms as well, too. So, for the ones who just now tuning in, we're talking about pretty much Melissa Ford, versus Cameron. Matter of fact, Melissa Ford, Joe Button versus Cameron and Mace. But we're gonna get to like the next video because I want to provide more context. So if you guys just now tuning in, we're playing like we just played a video when Melissa Ford pretty much is insinuating that Mace and Cameron was messing with underage girls, and this is going to be Cameron's response to Melissa Ford, especially after when she tried to issue a public apology. All right, let me see.
Reach. That is not exactly the way that I remember that story happening.
I don't think that's right. I don't think that's
you guys here.
What's she doing? That's right.
Okay.
Like them niggas clearly went to a whorehouse and took somebody up out of there.
Says them. And
that's who told the story.
And
but that's who told the story.
I get that.
So of course it says them. Who else
is there a distinct possibility that there may have been underage girls in that whorehouse?
I don't know what you're doing. That's disgusting what you're doing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Considering the
okay. So I play that out of order, but at least now, like, for the ones who was doubting or who was like Team Melissa Ford, at least you hear it from her own mouth of what she said. And that's how and that's how it started. And Cameron's response, this is what he says.
She'd just say shit like that, and 3 days later, 2 days later, like, oh, my bad, I wasn't thinking. You damn right you wasn't thinking. You wasn't thinking. Y'all shouldn't have said that. That's some serious allegations. Why say that in the beginning? You're not even from here. You're not even from this country. I could have went straight to Ice-T, fucked you in the bathroom for $2,000 when you was fucking doing waitressing. I didn't even go there. You used to fuck in the bathroom. The Kit Kat Club, one of them old ass club bitch. Stop. You a video vixen.
Well, I mean, pardon the language, but this is how he felt, at that moment. And basically, and I know they lightweight addressed it on their own podcast, but they kept it light. But when he went on his own personal IG, that's when he pretty much kind of like hammer her in. He also did post something, and I think that was also deleted as well too, stating that, hey, look, man, forget your apology. Sorry it's not good enough, because he understands the severity of when your reputation could actually be tarnished. But I have a little bit of pushback on that part too, though, where I feel like Cameron has to take some type of accountability on this. And in that case, right, I feel like the accountability where it lies with Cameron is that some things that's like permissible is not always beneficial. You know what I mean? And when you're talking about, because here's the thing, when you're talking about like stuff that you guys did as in the past when they was young, because at that point they went to like a party and club and it was mostly older women and they were the minors at the time. So of course you're feeling the liberation to pretty much share your story, be relatable to like some of your fans, your audience, but you're always gonna have somebody that's gonna be hating, that's gonna want to see your downfall, and they're gonna want to twist your words. Salutes, Marcus. And so you gotta be careful of the things that you're saying, because that could literally put yourself into a deeper hole. What do you think about that, sophisticated jerk?
I mean, I kind of agree with that statement, because like you said, I mean, if you put any information out there, man, like you said, it could be used anyway. So I do agree with that. Like, you got to be careful because people could take it and run with it. But I do think like a lot of content creators, it's like, man, you got to be careful who you play with a little bit, because it's just like at the end of the day where, Cam done with that like 50 Cent, Jay-Z. So, he ain't scared to, clap back. So, that's the flip side of it. I think a lot of times, I was telling somebody the other day, I was like, man, people talk about the cancel culture and they want freedom of speech, but there's also freedom of response. So, man, you can't control how somebody come back at you, once you kind of put some energy out there. So, I always say, man, if somebody like Cameron, him and Mace put the story out there, on a podcast, don't twist it, don't add on to it. You could talk about the story, what they were saying, like as far as those elements, that's fair game, like you said. But when you start adding on and you get into the legal stuff, especially in this environment, see, that's where you start hitting that gray area, man. And that's what she kind of did. So it's like once you kind of cross some lines with people, man, ain't no coming back. So, when Cam shot off, my man had the bandana on, he was ready for war. So the bandana and the white tee, so he wasn't messing around.
Yeah, man. And these guys, man, they're old school. So, they do things, they still do things in a traditional way. You don't just sit back, man, and then just like, pussyfoot around. You violate them, you disrespect them, they're coming after your neck. Some of them may not really understand the severity of like the powers of cancel culture. It just at that moment, no one appreciates to be disrespected. No one appreciates to be slandered on. And that's like a serious thing, man. So the thing is, okay, and if I could find this other clip, because there was like a lack of accountability, and I thought I had a clip with me, but I'll just pretty much like talk about it real quick. With Joe Budden, okay, he had pretty much like the option to pretty much delete the clip. But according to Joe Budden, he left Melissa Ford to pretty much decide whether she want to keep the clip or delete it. And to me, I feel like that was kind of like a weak cop-out. You know what I mean? Yeah. You're pretty much saying like throwing her on the bus lightly and saying like, oh, well, I gave her the option, but she said she wanted to keep the clip.
Yeah, I mean, he owns the podcast. He got his name on every damn thing. So it's like, man, you got ownership of that. So it's like, man, if you like you said, if you trying to cop out and leave that decision making to other people and stuff, then you kind of wanted that stuff out. But going back to like Melissa Ford, when she was like, kind of popping stuff. Like, if you don't have the best background, man, you gotta keep quiet, man. You can't be a out of work butt model, man. Like from the 90s, throwing shots at a dude like Cam that, kind of got it out of the mud. They'll put half of Harlem on, and then you sitting there throwing shots at him. He got some information. He done saw you do some grimy stuff. So that's why she wasn't the brightest chick.
Yeah, definitely for sure, man. And and Joe Budden, man, in my opinion, I feel like he was like, Snake, man, just being a hater. I'm just gonna call it like, how I see it. I think this is a thing. If I play a little bit of the long version of it, Cameron actually goes into details. So it basically goes into our origin of like how him and Mace became successful, how they had their first endorsements, but before they got endorsed, they put their money into the podcast, like over like 500,000. So they worked everything from the ground up. This was something that was originated by Cameron, and then Mace pretty much joined in as a guest, and then he became part of the podcast, like part ownership or whatever. And so, I don't know about Joe Budden's podcast because, to be honest with you, I never watched it. I don't go on like Joe Budden's podcast because I never really seen like any value. Just like his songs, like pump it up or whatever. You know what I mean? The one hit wonders, man. I don't really give my time to it. B-Eazy also says Joe Budden is a snake. That was that was a pre-recorded interview. He could have edited out. Facts, brother. Facts.
Yeah, facts. What's good, B-Eazy?
Whole button. Yep. Melissa Ford is an immigrant tether that has a history of disrespecting black men. Yeah, unfortunately, man, and she is like from Canada. She is a Canadian. No shots to like my true fellow Canadians. Like she stole my thunder, but yeah, man, she's definitely taking the L for that one. And I think that was pretty much like trifling, the way how she said it, and her remorse was like, well, I apologize. It is what it is. And you just felt like, okay, like a sorry would just fix everything. But not in 2023, man.
So nah, man. Me Too movements, all that stuff. You don't play with that type of stuff, man. But going back to what you were saying about like Joe Budden's, and I like B-Eazy's comment. Dude is a snake, man, and that's why you can't even take him serious. Where he's trying to like cop out, like, oh, I put the responsibility and all this. He tried to fake address it. It's because, man, I always tell people, man, look how people treat people around him. So Joe Budden has always got issues with the people that his friend network, people that work with him. So just the way he maneuvers, man, real emotional guy, man. Just a kind of a like B-Eazy said, man, he's a snake. He just operates like that. It's a pattern now, man. It's been enough people that have been close to him that he's always like putting their business out there the way he maneuvers. So yeah, just a soft guy, man. I'm sorry, man. Can't stand Joe Budden's.
Yeah, for real, man. And he also says like Jonathan Major still hasn't recovered. Yet he shows plenty of receipts, and I think some video footage as well too, of like how his crazy ex-girlfriend went off on him. How he tried to make sure that he built a purpose. I forgot like how he labeled it, but no, a plan. And sometimes you deal with the wrong people that will try to ruin your plan. But yeah, allegations, man, like it just, no matter what, even if you're innocent, the whole industry will find you guilty. Joe fell out with many of his best friends because of his ego.
Nah, facts. Yeah. My man, he can't have no relations, man. Even when he was in the industry, I know some people that knew him, man. It was dude just always like blaming everybody. He'll blame the record label. You always hear him out there. He's blaming people for the contracts he signed and stuff, man. Dude, just a crybaby, man.
Yeah, man. So look, let me do like another reaction, man. This kind of like the long format, but it brings a little bit more clarity and details. And I'm glad that we having like 6 or 7 people that's watching us right now. So let me go ahead and pull this up real quick. All right. And then I'm going to load up a little bit. All right. Again, it's always like, fair use content. So let me go ahead and play this.
So during our shows, sometime, me and Mace talk about old stories. I know Mace since I was 11 years old, maybe younger than that, maybe 9 or 10 years old. So we talk about old stories. And I ain't gonna be long-winded because I don't want to be up here all day. I just want to make sure everybody's super clear on why I'm doing this. During one of our shows, I was talking about how me and Mace in the 90s, which I was talking about, the actual year I was talking about was 1992. We was in a whorehouse. And we just laughing, having fun. And we saying, whatever, we was in a whorehouse. Mace, Mace don't always give me permission to talk about our old stories because, he's a man of God and he got other shit going on, but he remembers his past sometimes, so sometimes he let me talk. Anyway, I'm talking about this time we in the whorehouse and all that shit. Talking about we slid a bitch, all this shit. Cool, whatever. I see a clip where on Joe Budden's podcast, where Melissa Ford is talking about, it might have been underage girls in there. First of all, I only like older bitches. Second of all, it was 1992. We was underage.
We can't hear you, M3.
My bad. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I got you. You're on.
Okay. So everybody should probably know who Joe Budden looks like. It's Joe Budden, Melissa Ford, and all the other non-important people that's a part of his podcast. Okay.
My man said and them.
Right. Joe Budden, Melissa Ford, and the team or whatever, however you want to call them, right? Okay. So again, this is the long form of the clip, and he's just pretty much going with the origin of it. And again, these allegations, man, it's like what makes people just pop up and just want to say whatever. You know what I mean? And I don't know if I missed this part, but if he didn't say this yet, later on in the clip, then he addresses like Joe Budden, and then he talks about like, hey, he has pre-recorded shows. Cameron and Mace, I think their podcast is called you remember the name of the podcast, Sophisticated Jerk, for Cameron and Mace?
I can't even remember it, man.
Man, it's like a song, I forgot it. Chat, if you remember the name of Joe Budden, of Cameron and Mace's podcast, type it in the chat, man, to remind me. But
come and talk to me. That's what it is.
Thank you. Come and talk to me. So yeah. So the Come and Talk to Me podcast is a pre-recorded show where they talk about sports and other issues. So of course, from one, pre-recorded podcast to another pre-recorded podcaster, that if there's some like things that was said that is going to get riled up, then you have that power to edit the clip out. You don't leave it to your guests or your co-host or whatever. If you're doing the editing, you take that stuff out. But he said either in two cases, right? Either pretty much he wanted to throw her on the bus, or, he wanted shock value. And a lot of times people do things maliciously because they just want to get the shock value up. And they know it's going to build ratings from the show, especially if the show's originally trash, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. Yeah, pre-recordings, man. I think you should like look at your footage and you make sure that stuff is right. And then it's like, man, certain people, man, they're gonna clap back. So I think sometimes people think like that back and forth is good, but when some lines get crossed, man, it ain't no coming back from that. So yeah, he definitely, they made some mistakes on that one. He definitely should have edited that stuff out. You don't play around with that, especially now, man. People ain't playing around, man. They'll lawyer up. I forgot that one YouTuber, man, that had to pay all that money. I forgot the female's name. And celebrity took them to court and they had to pay like millions and stuff. So this stuff is getting serious, man. So you taking them missteps, man.
Are you talking about the game?
No, not the game. It was the female podcaster, Tasha K or something like that.
Oh, Tasha K and Cardi B.
Yeah. That's right.
Oh yeah.
It was millions out there. It wasn't no chump change. So that's what I'm saying. People about to get hit. They about to start cleaning people out. You messed up. Joe Budden's got a little bit of cheese, but if they hit her with it, I think it was like 4 million or something like that. So that they ain't playing no games.
Yeah, actually, I heard from I'll say allegedly, like I heard that Jada Pinkett Smith is supposed to be suing like Will Smith's ex best friend, and I think they're also trying to go after Tasha K as well too. I know R. Kelly is currently suing Tasha K because of he was put behind bars because of her. One of her friends that worked I think in Secret Service or something hacked into his emails where he was texting or emailing like underage women, and that's how they put him behind bars. But
yeah, I just looked up the amount real quick. It was Tasha K was ordered to pay $3.7 million. So
I don't think she yet though.
Oh no. It probably had to pay something, but a lot of times they don't have that money. But even then, it's just like you're gonna have to file bankruptcy and go through all that stuff. So people ain't messing around with this YouTube stuff. So it's like, man, you better frame this stuff the right way.
Yeah, definitely come at these people correct, man. So and just even for us, for the sake of the stream, man, hey, look, we're just giving our reckless reviews. Okay, we're not doing no slander. We're just calling it how we see it, and we're just giving our solicited opinions to it. While it says Tasha K gonna cut from YouTube with all these lawsuits.
But one more thing, even with like Cam, because man, you think about it, like Cam said, man, they been in the game since like early 90s and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, man, this dude put on so many people because I knew his cousin, RP Bloodshed, but he definitely stood up for a lot of people, put a lot of people in the game in Harlem, got a lot of people work and stuff, co-signed them, got them like managers and stuff. So man, you talk about people that like love them up there, man. A lot of times like when something happens, that person don't know nothing about it, but it's just some people that like, have that love for somebody like a Cameron, man. Joe Budden's, he could be out and about, and so things could happen when people step into stupid stuff. So that's why sometimes, man, they don't understand, like, it's not a game. Cam ain't like really studying it. He just clowning and stuff, but it's just like somebody that, he might have helped out, man, might flip out or something. We ain't promote no violence or nothing like that. And we're not saying that, but I'm just saying a lot of times that's how those incidents do happen and stuff. So that's why it's just like, man, don't say nothing, man.
Yeah, man. Like sometimes, man, don't speak for what you don't know.
No, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Keep your mouth shut, man. And just like live another day and move on. But, yeah, let me go ahead and I'm going to continue this video, see what else you have to say. And also to everybody, I posted the link in the chat. So feel free to come up if you gotta switch to give your 2 cents onto this. Maybe there's some things that I probably missed or Sophisticated Jerk has missed. And if you have more information about it or more context or clarity, come up to the panel and let us know. All right, let's go.
That's A and B. We wasn't supposed to be in it. We wasn't 18. I just turned motherfucking 16. I ain't even defending myself on that nonsense. You're not even from this country. I don't know what the fuck was going on in the whorehouses in Canada or wherever you from or whatever pedophile shit they on, wherever you from. We not on that. I ain't even going into that. More of the story, she said it. Knowing the times we in, Joe Buttons and them went in on whatever. They're like, yo, that's some serious allegations, this, that, and the third. But they didn't edit it out. So from 2 things I take from that, they either threw her under the bus Or they said, fuck it, let's get the ratings or whatever they want to do. Either way it came out, it could have been edited out. It wasn't live like I'm doing live right now. So I ignored it because it was nonsense. So I ignored the shit. We said a little something on our show, but we don't get that. We don't give this type of energy I'm doing on live. That type of business on our show, my nigga. Our shit is sports and our fun. So this energy don't go on our show. This cam energy on my own personal time. So we said a little something. I ain't even say nothing. I said, fuck the bitch. The bitch don't know what she talking about, whatever. So yesterday, whatever day, she issues an apology. I'm like, nah, don't apologize. Because I was going to address it when I felt like addressing it. But the reason I addressed it yesterday is because it's like, yo, you say that foul shit, because that's some foul shit to say. Man felt like that shit, like, and the times we in for you to make them type of allegations, don't know what the fuck you talking about? You serious? Come on, my nigga.
Yeah, man. Have any more thoughts if it's scared jerk?
Yeah, no, you can tell you upset, man. Because honestly, man, you know, like when you hear stupid stuff like that, people playing with it, I mean, it upsets me a little bit, man. You know, just understanding the climate and stuff. It's just like, man, especially when you see people that went out there, man, did things the right way, like him going in the game, put people on, and then for somebody to kind of slander them like that, you know, it's just like, man, come on, man. This is one of the ones we should be celebrating, man. He did it right way, man. You know, never put people in bad contracts, always put his team on and stuff like that. So it's just, yeah, it's kind of upsetting, man. When we do get like a good representation of us, you know, from an aspect of like handling business and being loyal to the people around you, you know, and then people start slandering them. I was like, man, I don't think we should be standing for that across the board. Anybody. And especially like, you know, not to be mean, but like if you a vixen or something like that and you ain't got no talent, man, how you throwing shots at like talented people?
Oh, shoot.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Been out the game for like 20 years, man. Like, come on, knock it off.
Yeah, man. I'm hoping that, you know, all this like will die out and you know, just be easily like dismissed, you know. I mean, I don't think at this point that anything harsh is going to really happen to like, you know, Cameron's reputation, because I don't think a lot of people like really take Melissa Ford like seriously anyways. So I mean, that's just my take on it. But again, you know, besides like Cameron, Melissa Ford, again, like, you know, everybody, you know, like men, like when you have like a level of success, like you got to be careful of what you do. It's almost like you have to move accordingly, like in fear, almost, and it may wind up being like a lonely life. Now, of course, you know, I'm not a celebrity. You know, I don't have like high status or like a lot of money like these guys have. But I could just only imagine how hard it would be as a man to like really be self-disciplined and, you know, keep yourself away from like, you know, certain women or just people that's like, that doesn't really mean you any good. And don't even have to be about the women. It's just the company that you keep. So, and mainly it be the ones that's mostly that's close to you, the ones that will once, you know, laugh with you, you know, share your success, and then later on, those are the main ones that's going to really like try to put you in the hot seat, because now there's probably something that they want that they know they can't really have. So if they can't have it, they're going to just say something to try to sabotage it. And I think, like, you know, for just our people, period, man, we gotta have that mentality where it's like we're uplifting each other up, as opposed to being like the crabs in the bucket type of mentality, or crabs in the barrel, however you want to call it. So,
yeah, no, I totally agree.
My 2 cents into it.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, man, it like I said, man, everybody's like, I think, fiending for attention. You know, this is an awkward space, man. You figure this YouTube stuff, people doing podcasts now, man, it's pretty new space. So I think a lot of times people start running out of content, and it's just like, oh, I heard them say this. You know, they start, instead of relying on their talent and stuff and, you know, being creative, you know, it's just, okay, Mason, Cameron, big names, you know, let's go attack what they saying. And I see a lot of people start doing that stuff. And it's just like, you know, you could talk, like you said, you could talk about a story they put out, but don't alter it. You know what I'm saying? Don't add on to it. And I think sometimes, you know, when you get people, like I said, Melissa Ford might not be the most interesting person. So it's just like, you know, they start gravitating towards the drama and all that. So, I mean, they got a pretty good podcast, you know, Joe Budden's, man, talented in certain things, but, you know, I think sometimes they want to stir up too much controversy, and that's when they start stepping in that trouble territory. So he definitely should have reined it in and stuff, because he don't have to really go that route. Like, even though you gotta have a little bit of shock value, so I understand that, but it don't have to be always over the top, you know.
Right. Well, then my question is this too, right? Okay. Was it okay for Cameron to speak on this situation, or should he have just like let it go and just pretend like nothing ever happened? Because you know how you probably hear like a lot of men when they do their reactions, and they'll be like, you know, it's better for a man to not even speak on or speak against any of these allegations, or when somebody's like actually coming to them due to their high level of success.
Now, I'll say in certain situations, you know, when somebody tries to smear you like this, I think you do got to fight a little bit. You got to come out with I'll say the guns blazing a little bit, because, you know, those like legal allegations, and then somebody else picks it up and runs with it. You got to address that type of stuff like head on. You don't let that like rumor mill start spinning. So I think it was kind of brilliant how he jumped out there. It was like, nah, you know, we was damn near, that was like 92, you know what I'm saying? We was youngins ourselves. Like, he nipped it in the bud, and, you know, he put his own, you know, Cameron style on it. Like, look, I'm coming out clapping. Separated it, you know, from his entity, you know, separated the business. Like, look, this is on my live. This is me. You know, he didn't drag Mace in it. So I like how he did it, man. He isolated himself and just went on Instagram. It was just like, look, here's the situation. Here's my take on it. You know, like you were saying earlier, man, Buttons was, you know, he gave the background. Like, look, we ignored, you know, Buttons throwing little shots at us. He gave a story of like his mom, you know, being sick. That's why he stepped away. So he kind of showed like, hey, he was taking like subtle shots, you know, for all this time and stuff. So he gave that background. So I kind of like what he did, man. I like how he gave the like I said, the overarching situation.
Okay, respect, man. Like, you know, yeah, then I would say that, you know, Cameron, you know, handled it like, you know, pretty well. You know, in his own right.
But you are right for the most part, man. You should walk away from, like, I'll say petty stuff, like you're alluding to. You're like, man, should you even address it? So I totally agree. But for when I said you start walking across that like legal stuff and trying to smear somebody's name, you know, my man, what's his name, Russell Simmons over there in Bali and shit. You know, so it's just like, you know, you don't want to like have that image put out about you when you never like, you know, stepped into that lane and did all that, like, you know, freaky stuff. So it's just like, I could see why Cam was like mad. Like, he don't have to, you know what I'm saying? This dude, like he said, like, man, I like older women. Like, I ain't never been. So you could tell he was upset from the time that video started. Cam said, I like the seasoned coochie.
Right. He like the well-seasoned kind, you know? So that definitely was like a slap in the face, though. I ain't gonna lie. I would be livid too, man. Well, livid too, if somebody like came at me like that. Especially like, you know, I think back in those days, you know, a lot of young men like Usher back then, Cameron, Mace, you know, they were more attracted to like, you know, the older type of women. I think older women was more like in style like back then, like especially like in the early 2000s. You know, well, no, 90s and early 2000s. If you ever notice, like in probably like some of the videos, I felt like, you know, that was pretty much like the trend back then of like, oh man, if I date an older woman, like now I'm all cool and she's mature, and then that make me look mature. And of course, now these days, like, you know, this year, you know, year, it's like, oh, the young hot women is like the new thing, you know?
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, that was the move, man. You wanted you know, like a mature female, man. It's especially if, you know, you had your stuff together. You know, you was like, shoot, I want somebody that like that got a situation.
Yeah. And Marcus says, if I pull up, you promise Melissa Ford or Joe Budden won't make a response video on my take. Hey, I got, you know, you got my word on that, Marcus. So go ahead and
Well, pull up, Marcus. They make a response. We clapping back.
Right, you know. If they come at you, man, we won't come out the whole entire team, man. So,
but let me ask you though. So you know, when Cam was explaining like the shots that Joe was taking, do you think like Joe Budden's was like hating? Because I hear him hating on a lot of people, man.
Yeah. And I said that earlier too, man. I feel like he's a washed one-hit wonder, okay, and that's why he's hating on other folks. He did. Matter of fact, Joe Budden is always known for like saying some stupid stuff, right, about certain celebrities, certain people, but then I don't think he could really dish out the clapbacks when they be coming after him. Drake said something in the post, man. If I could find that post in the Instagram, he was taking subliminal shots about Joe Budden. You know, basically, you know, calling him like a one-hit wonder. Because Joe Budden had something to say about like the way how, you know, Drake operates like with his music, and you know, Drake didn't appreciate that. Marcus says, I can call myself victim. Yep. So yeah, man, like, you know, and like but see, the problem is when you spew out that hatred, man, and then people see that, this is where like you lose a lot of respect, man. You lose a lot of street credit. You know, you lose like a lot of like, you know, personal respect. Like people are gonna look at you like a lame type of dude. And so when you start talking about like some serious issues, they're not gonna really take you seriously because they're gonna look at you as a lame. And that's the way how I feel like about the Joe Budden podcast, especially when people kind of like, you know, show receipts with certain clips. It wasn't like it was entertaining anyways, but I'm just saying like it makes you look like a really sour type of dude.
Nah, and I like the part of the video too where Cam was breaking down, you know, how they structure the show, and I forgot the female's name that they have on their, you know, real intellectual. So he was breaking down like, hey man, we, you know, respect everybody on the show, you know, how we put the people in place and like the different stuff. He was breaking down the different, say like projects she's working on and stuff. And then if you look at the flip side on Joe Budden's, you know, he bought in Melissa Ford and stuff, you know, not really. Like I said, I don't watch the podcast too much. I ain't seen it in a while, like since she's been up there. Yeah. But can anybody tell us if she says any like intellectual shit on that show? Or she just up there kind of saying like, oh shit, you know, or you know, that's what it seemed like he bought on her for, you know, to get that whole type of element. So yeah, no, I like how Cam kind of like was talking about the differerences between the shows, because he was like, look, we're not even in y'all lane for you to be hating. He's like, man, we do sports, we kind of tell some stories from my background, and you know, they got the kind of like the setup, like how they, I guess him and Mace debate, and then she kind of like mediates it, and you know, makes sure the conversation carries on and stuff. So yeah, I like how he broke that down also, and he was showing the differences. Like, man, I don't even know why we on your radar, man. We ain't even in the same lane. Like, but then that's when he started going into the wash. They'll be a wash.
Right.
Okay, there you go, Marcus.
Pretends to be, but it's mostly eye candy and back and forth. Here's the other thing too. I want to, give you guys a head up. If you guys ever, shout out to O.J. Dude Jackson for giving us this alert. But if you notice, like the reason why I don't do like a video reaction with Joe Budden, because I could have probably went to his YouTube channel. I guess it's called the Joe Budden Podcast. I could have went up to his YouTube channel to put up like, you know, video clips like from what he's saying. But the problem is, from what I heard, Joe Budden is very like copyright strike happy. So
he's striking that down.
Yeah, so he's like, hey man, like, you know, you do like a reaction of my podcast, I'm definitely shutting y'all down. Salutes to like CCD salute to you. Thank you for tuning in. And everybody, like, let me go ahead and welcome Marcus in the building. So salute to Marcus.
What's good, Marcus?
Marcus Victor.
What's up? Potential, right? Potential. What's up, guys? How's everybody doing? Happy holidays.
Oh, we doing great, man. Appreciate that. Go in, Marcus. I want to hear your take, man.
No, you know
Marcus
what?
is a man of wisdom out here.
No, well, I try to learn from my elders and my other generations. You know, I get the wisdom from them. You know, so I appreciate you guys for taking the time out of your day just to be here on the weekend on a Saturday and stuff. You know, y'all could be doing something else, but y'all are here with us. So
I appreciate that, Marcus.
Yeah. No, I just think it's interesting because, like, talking about like the whole Melissa Ford and Joe Budden thing. I just think it's interesting how Melissa Ford, she's been on these panels before, and she'll have that. I mostly think of her as the eye candy because she was one of my crushes when I was younger because she was a video vixen. She was like on these magazines and music videos and stuff like that. So she was one of my crushes, right? I'm not gonna lie, she's a very attractive woman. She's not ugly. I'll say that right now before she might make a response video against whatever we're saying. But when it comes to her takes, it's more of you know, Joe Budden knew what he was doing, bringing her on that podcast and on these channels and platforms and stuff, because she'll bring in the people that follow her that are her female followers, and then you got the simps and the suckers who will, you know, say whatever she wants to say, you know, and follow whatever. But then when she has these issues, what she's had with the panel, the cast, with the crew of that Joe Budden podcast, that one of the guys called her out on her hypocrisies and contradictions. And everybody was making a response video to what he said about her. She didn't like it. She went on her rant, and you know, it's all the subliminal, all the gaslighting, typical stuff, that sign language that is used. And I think she was acting like she was a victim in one of them, where she was saying how her career highlights how you know they're taken advantage of, or they want to play victim, but you were reaping the benefits while you're in that industry. You were making so much money, getting all the validation, getting the endorsement deals, you were getting the magazine covers, you were getting the photo shoots, you were getting flown out, you were hit up by every celebrity that you knew. So you were, you were reaping the benefits. You just didn't like how it hit you post wall in a way. She's still not a bad looking woman. She's still I'm pretty sure she can pull up on many guys, but her woman, that a person like that starts talking and starts saying this stuff, it's BS. As far as the history between her and Cameron, I don't know as much as I do like the minimum. So I don't know whatever you guys can fill me in on as far as the Cameron incident. But yeah, stuff like that. And then as far as Joe Budden, I can't really take him serious as much because he just wants to be in this podcast game of making the money and saying the controversial extreme takes and stuff like that. And he knows what he's doing. He knows that in some ways he's dumb as hell, but he's smart as hell too. Because some of these extreme takes, they are going to get you viewed, reacted, and whether you're wrong or delusional, whatever, he's doing something. But I don't know. I just look at him sometimes as a goofy. He's trying to make money however he can, and he knows that he's wrong. He knows that he says some blasphemous stuff. Blasphemy is what I say.
No doubt. What's good? B-Eazy.
Yeah, thank you.
Mike, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you well.
Okay, cool. If it just get like a little noisy, it's because, I'm kind of ooging and dooving and some stuff happening in the background. But yeah, it's a lot of angles to dissect. When I was commenting, I heard everything y'all said. I didn't hear much after that. So, hopefully I don't repeat something that you already said. So as the three major players involved, obviously Cam, Joe Budden, Melissa Ford. So, and then there's always the background, but those are like the stars of this particular segment. So when it comes to Joe Budden, the reason why I called him Ho Budden is because he is moving like a hoe. This nigga is purporting himself to be a street nigga. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. So let's just concede and say that he is. What street niggas, real niggas, that's operating like that, gossiping and doing little catty ass shit like a hoe because he knows what an allegation could do. Jonathan Majors, we seen the footage. The dude was innocent. None of those people that dropped him, because he got dropped from major deals. This cost him millions. This is not just a harmless ha ha kiki allegation. It cost him millions. People get mad if people owe him $100, and this dude is getting costed millions. So Joe Budden knows the ramifications of letting even an allegation. If I say right now that sophisticated jerk cheated on his wife, or so and so did this, so and so has an STD, so and so forcibly penetrated somebody, whether or not any of that is true, the internet is already going to be buzzing off of that. And then if I don't say nothing, it's like, oh, bro, it must be true. And then if I forcefully defend myself, it's like, oh, yeah, that nigga did that shit. So it's like, bro, you letting these allegations get out there unchecked, right? Like if you want to release it, and let some people have a private showing, but he's letting unsubstantiated allegations get out there when where she's saying, oh, there may have been some underage girls in there. Well, maybe there were, right? Once again, let's concede the point. Let's just say there were underage girls there because Cam had already snitched on himself, because he was just, giving a little memory lane story. He said they were minors. So it's fair to surmise that there possibly could have been other minor women in there. But nobody wants to dig deeper and say, like, hold on, who owned those massage parlors, right? Nobody wants to get into that, Doug, because if you look in there, there's not, I'll just say this. I'm not going to say there's not any, but there's probably not many. Well, there's certainly not many black-owned massage parlors. So, right? So we have to look into what group of people, because if this was black people, say, hey, I'm talking about race until a crime, right? And then people want to say black on black crime. So who owned those massage parlors? Were those supposed underage people in there? People want to blame Cam, but Cam wouldn't even have been able to go into a facility or an establishment like that unless somebody was running it. Who was allowing these establishments to be open? I'm in a place right now where the cops, there was a scandal where the cops were working with the parlor, and this is not hyperbole or anything. It's documented. You know what I mean? They're working with the parlors to allow the illegal, illicit, happy endings to continue. They know what's going on. They more tripping about a black dude selling an ounce of weed, which dispensaries are run by who? All the weed dispensaries, black people that run those. So you locking up a black person for an ounce of weed, but now it's white people selling tons of weed. And the same thing with the massage parlor. So I'm saying all this to say, why is the focus even on Cam? If they really were like worried about the underage girls, they were saying like that. What was that massage parlor? And is this what normally go on in massage parlors? No one is doing that. They're taking the opportunity to attack a black man. And Joe Budden already knows this by putting this out there. He's just, kind of threw Cam under the bus. You feel me? And now he's trying to act like, oh, no, it wasn't intended and all this stuff. And then this goes on to Melissa Ford, but finishing on Joe Budden being a simp. Melissa Ford is fine, bro. She was even finer when she was younger. But this is where cats be slipping up. They'll let a fine chick just do anything and say anything. This bitch had been disparaging black men for years. And then we want to be the first ones to run and put a mic in front of her face and get her to talk about all other shit. He won't address anything that she said, right? Joe Budden and all these cats act like they're against hoes and thoughts and certain behavior. Ask her about like what type of mind frame she was in when she was doing that type of stuff. So some simping and caping going on from Joe Budden, and Melissa Ford. She's over here. She's like Kevin was saying, you have to be here. She's coming over here acting like she's a black woman, but if you ask her, is she really black? And then, she's like when she first got elected to Congress, first Asian Indian woman to Congress. Then she wanted to be vice president, sister girl, black girl magic. So you see what I'm saying? Like Melissa Ford, she's not Like, is she really black? Like, people will try to make her black, but is she on the record claiming her blackness or anything like that? Maybe, maybe not. It's like a Cardi B situation where she's trying to jump in and out of blackness, but only to talk shit about black men. Like, have you heard any of these vixens say, man, there are some strong black men that helped me? No, they always have these outlandish accusations, but then when Cam talks about facts, like she alleges something about Cameron, but Cameron brought up facts, which I don't think he should have name dropped Ice-T, but unless it was highly publicized. But he was talking about her getting her guts banged out in the backs of clubs. You think Ice-T was the only one that hit? So what I'm trying to say is, like, why does anyone even listen to her acting like she is an integral person? Like she has anything meaningful to say? And this is where the sip comes in from a lot of people. Because she looks good, you don't want to hear what she has to say. It's extremely goofy because she's not saying anything groundbreaking. There was no epiphanies revealed from what she said. All she is an attractive person saying just a bunch of recycled talking points, accusing, making unfounded allegations. The only reason why I don't watch Brothers, but I know about his podcasts and stuff, but the simping has got to stop, bro. And there is another form of simping too on the male side, like, i.e. Charleston White. You know what I mean? Charleston White will say some real stuff, right? And he'll turn it around and do some goofy nigga shit that he's saying that he was against. And then we'll be like, well, he did say some real shit right here, like that. He says, like, have you heard anyone else say that? Well, yeah. So why are you giving all the credit to him? You feel me? Don't let anybody say some racist shit, and then they say 2 + 2 is 4. Well, then, man, that is real. You got to give them props for that. Why? He said everyone knows. Like, look, somebody may make a good point, but it's like, bro, we've heard this before, and it doesn't need to come with this package, right? I can make the same point as Charleston White and come in a suit and then be like, oh, whatever. He makes the same point, and then says that, he hates Asians and want to see some of their kids get grades and stuff. And then it's like, well, he do say some real shit, though. It's like, come on, bro. That is a form of simping, too. So I just want to say that, and I'll land with this one. Cam, Cam actually spared her. He could have went a little bit harder. I don't agree with him name dropping Ice-T unless that was a highly publicized story and it was already out there. If that's behind the scenes, you know what I mean? Like, I don't advise that, but I know he was kind of emotionally charged in that moment. So, I think Cam scared her. He could have went a bit harder, you know what I mean? And I'll just leave it with that.
That was a good take, man. Just real quick, I like what you were saying, B-Eazy, because I didn't even think about the simping element. So he definitely was like on some, he's always been like that. Like even them shows he was on with Thierry, where she rejected him. I don't know if y'all seen that. I forgot what show that was on, man. He had the whole billboard and she was like, nah, you're just too emotional, Joe. So
Love and Hip Hop.
Yeah, Love and Hip Hop. So I remember that. It just I got that flashback for that scene. So it's just like, my man always been like, on some simp stuff, I know Gloria Bless threw him under the
Now you bringing up his simp past, bro.
Cause you remember that proposal was fly as hell, man. He had the like billboard up there. She was like, the video was playing up there. It was like a collage and stuff. And then she was like, nah, I can't do it, Joe. You're too emotional. I was like, damn. So yeah,
I know that guy hurt.
Oh yeah, nah, it was on TV, man, prime time.
I missed that part, but
I'm gonna have to dig that clip up.
Real, I did not even know about that, bro. I thought
it was heartbreaking, man. I felt bad for Joe. I was on there. I was like, damn. Like, yeah, she should.
What was funny? What's funny is they were
a lot of money and a lot of effort.
It was fly, man. It was probably one of the flyest proposals I've seen in my life.
No, I just wanted to make sure that B-Eazy got it all out because I know he was saying, I agree with a lot of B-Eazy was saying.
Now B-Eazy was spitting that game. That's
well, it's because
that brother Cook.
I was kind of holding myself back a little when I was talking just because of the fact that I didn't fully know what Cameron's history was with Melissa and them, but as far as I know how Joe Budden moves too, he's always been that guy who's been a snake, or always been that guy that, hey, I'm gonna be the one that one-ups everybody else, because that's just his go-to. Like he did it with his old castmates. I mean Rory and Maul, he threw them under the bus, left them to dry, and then he moved on to this new podcast stream, whatever. And then Melissa for herself, I don't know what her, I don't even know why she agreed, but then again, I could already know the money and then the clout and all that kind of stuff, because clout is a hell of a drug. But then you start seeing like the people's true colors later, like more and more. He brought her on there for the controversy too, though, like the back and forth of guys, because the guys, like half the guys will like disagree with her, but the other guys will like kiss her ass on there, and it's goofy, like, but it's unfortunately it's gonna sell. And in this day and age, when they have all this pandering, this money, the fact that Joe Budden and Melissa are trying to virtue signal, and like B-Eazy was saying too, like, but look at the source. There's always a source, original source behind it, and no one wants to look at that. Everybody wants to look at the person who, quote unquote, will buy the drug, but who's selling the drug too? Who's the supplier?
Nah, that's facts. Right. And I do agree with B-Eazy, man. Cam should have name dropped Ice-T. Ice-T's probably like, damn.
Yeah, Ice-T's happy right now. He's with Coco.
I let him live. He a family man now.
Yeah, my man said 2 G's, man. He had to give that much details. Cam, you was a little off base on that one.
Yeah, he was off base because on 2 ways it's like it's giving props where it's like, damn, Ice-T hit that, but then other ways it's like, damn, Ice-T was kind of slipping, bro. This nigga was tricking off.
Yeah. My man was tricking on that one.
Right. Wally, man, salute.
Look,
man.
I think Melissa Ford is fine, but I ain't paying. I guess this is why that rationale of it ain't tricking. If you got it, no, it's tricking because you got it. You're trying to justify it, but it is tricking. But they're trying to say, no, it's not tricking simply because I have the money. Like, no, it's still the same thing.
I wonder if she does that Lori Harvey thing though, because I know Lori Harvey does that NDA where she makes them pay $1 million, and then it's like an NDA type thing or some shit like that, like a contract. So I wonder if she goes that route.
I mean, probably, because it's a lot of people that's probably hit that you don't know about. You know what I mean? You don't hear people coming out and saying that. You only hear one chick with that Corinne Stephens chick. She made her name off of that, right? So like Melissa Ford, she may have got ahead, given some head, but she didn't make her name off of that. Superhead made her name off that, so she was name dropping specifically and made a book, to get notoriety from that. She wants notoriety from her looks, because if you think about it, what does Melissa Ford do? Oh, she models. We got how many billions of women on the planet? Like, you know what I mean? And there's so many younger versions of Melissa Ford that look better, and then there's people that's older than her that look better. So this is where the simping. If you see a fine chick, it's just like if you see a Lambo. Are you gonna be like, oh my god, like I get in a boner? You're gonna be like, damn, that shit is clean, and then keep it moving. Damn, she's fine, and keep it moving. You know what I mean? But instead, people want to fixate and think that every word they say is gospel because she's fine, and you secretly want to smash. You know what I mean? It's weird, bro.
Yeah.
Real quick, before I get to Wally and Riggs, man, I want to give a shout out to all the people that's watching us on IG, Instagram. Man, the Instagram, man, on the laptop be tripping because I be trying to type and all the words be coming out backwards and reverse. But I just want to say, man, from the bottom of my heart, shout out to you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching us, like, from IG. So salutes to, like, Ruby, Jay Chantel, Boss Mobility, like life coach. Salutes to, like, Hands Papa, Butterfly Me, Quantum Love. Thank you for tuning in. Rue the Gypsy. Thank you for tuning in. Party Time Transformations. Thank you, everyone. I just want to give you guys a shout outs for the ones who's watching us on Instagram. But, if you want the true reply, definitely hop over to Knowledge from Relationships on YouTube, so you can feel more warm or more welcome. But, Wally, man.
Let the other brothers cook.
Yeah, definitely.
Well,
Salute, Wally, man.
What's good, Wally?
What's going on, man? What it do?
What's your take on whole buttons?
Oh man,
that question was hella smooth, bro.
Him and his tendencies. That's what. Like just what you alluded to in his little simp phase of the fucking love and hip hop. Yeah, that shit was cringy as fuck, boy. The fact that the moment she presented, the moment he. Oh no, yeah, I saw it back then. Yeah, when the moment he presented it, and he waltzed right up, and she looked at him straight in the face, on to reject his ass. I was like, damn, that shit was sad. Oh boy, but nonetheless, I will say this though, as far as the situation goes, yeah, that was one of the most stupidest things to like allude to, especially if you didn't have all the facts and knowing the time and the reference of it all. Because one thing I am glad that Cameron did do, he did reference like what time period this was and what age he was at the time of this age. So technically, you can't even frame him for any actions that go down, especially when he himself and freaking Mace was also minors themselves. So pretty much they were just kids having fun back in the days. So you can't flag him for nothing on that, regardless of your opinion. So that's one thing. But other than that, but even for that point of him talking about, oh, I gave her the opportunity to wanted to clip it or keep it. That was the most. That is the most bitch ass shit. I was hoping Cameron spazzed the crap out of him for that whole shit because I was hoping he spazzed on him for that. But I was like, yeah, I'm like at the same time though, he understood the move, so he's like, I ain't gonna waste my breath on you. So it's like, you know what, I'm gonna just go do my business. I'm doing well. Yo ass over here just fighting for scraps and views with your sorry behind, knowing that the two people that you motherfucking look down upon that were riding with you are doing better than you 10 times over. Dumbass nigga. That's what happened with your bitch ass motherfucking trading niggas that was riding with your ass.
Rory and Mal popping.
Hell yeah. They lit like the moment they left him, they motherfucking got big on their own.
Because it showed more buttons
they kind of
cuddlers.
blew up quick. Yeah, they blew up quick. Like it. You absolutely right, Wally. I just want to add real quick because I haven't seen nobody in their takes just make the simple point. Okay, cool. Let's just say that there were other minors in there. They were minors engaging in whatever with other minors, or if it was a massage parlor, we know that it wasn't run by minors, right? Legally, as a minor, you can't run a massage parlor, which means there were adults allowing this and engaging in the same thing. That sounds like pedophilia to me. That sounds like trafficking and other things. But like, have you heard anybody bring it up? If y'all care about the kids so much, who was trafficking these kids? Who was allowing people, minors? Let's just say, forget Cam. Let's just say there were minor girls who were allowing these minor girls in there to be doing this illicit stuff. We need action. Me too. No outrage. It's just like blame the black man. See, this is just what niggas do. You know what I mean? And Joe Budden is just feeding into that with a dissimpery, bro.
Yeah, no, that's a good point because it was just a weird comment because it was like you said, man, like they was acting like Cam was the doorman, like checking IDs and shit. You know, so yeah, that was the crazy part.
I think they watched Paid in Full a little too much, maybe.
Yeah. They was. I think a lot of people think, man, like he's been in the game so long too. You know, just as a youngster, that sometimes they think like when he was telling the story, like he was older or something, but they don't understand. Like he was a teenager when he came in the game. Him and Mason, you know, they was in their teens.
Yeah.
Wally, was you done with your point?
I mean, the only other main point I can hit on too is just the fact that at the end of the damn day, this just goes to show why freaking Joe Buddish just knows, like, no matter what he do, he will always see his misfortune. He will always see his misfortune.
I would agree with you, man, because it seemed like he'll have momentum, he'll build on something, but
There's not.
It's like that snake stuff is just gonna come out, and he's gonna either ruin a relationship.
That literally just lose everything. Like you think about it, like y'all all said, music career. You failed at that shit. I mean, let's be honest. Out of almost everybody in your group, I guarantee you was the lowest one. You blame Eminem for your fucking career. That wasn't the freaking reason why your ass sucked. I mean, let's be honest here. Every which way you look at it in every aspect, you lose everything. You blame everyone else but yourself.
Yeah, my man got a victim mentality.
For real. Let me get to thank you for sharing, Wally.
Did somebody say my name?
No. Not you, Marcus. I'm talking about Wally. Thank you for sharing.
Oh no, I heard a victim. My bad.
Oh.
Marcus said he a victim out here.
Right.
Get my man Big Riggs in there.
Yeah, we got Big Rig Slaps. Let's pull him up here real quick. The other half of Easily Rigged. You know what I mean?
You
shows fire.
know, man.
Big Riggs. I be jealous of them cars out there, man. Things be fly.
Hell yeah, man. But no, man, I'm just kind of picking up what y'all talking about. I really didn't go too much into that situation. I kind of seen it, floating around, but I didn't really go into it. But listening to what y'all talking about, man, it kind of sounds like Joe just on his bullshit again, throwing out things, you know what I'm saying, to get some attention. And the thing that really sucks, man, is when people do that, picking up, like I said, from what y'all saying, is they end up putting a lot of shit out there. And then now you got people thinking about other situations, part of that situation, like, well, hell, that sound like pedophilia. That sound like, you know what I mean? You done opened the door to all these other things. You just trying to put some bullshit out there. You know what I'm saying? So it just sucks, man. What Wally says, he's correct, man. Joe kind of been on a hype, man, especially with the Rorys and Malls or whatever them dudes, man. He been trying to be over so many people, man, and it just ain't been working out for him. His rap career never really worked out for him. You know what I'm saying? He's respected tough in the rap game for what reason, I don't know. Like, people really respect his flow, but he never really, blew up to me that I seen, you know what I'm saying, in the rap game. But he does got people that do love him, you know what I'm saying, with his rap career. But with the whole Melissa Ford, I know she was hella popular, man, back in the day, kind of like how B-Eazy was talking about that Corinne. But yeah, the thing's kind of new to me, man. It's just weird how people bring up all these old situations, bro, and then it could kind of open up the doors to other things, man, and it ain't really necessary, man.
But when I would, bro, that was the literally word I was about to use. I was saying, for us, it's not necessary. For him, it is necessary, because regardless, and this is why I tell, black people specifically, I'm a humanitarian, so I work with everybody, but black people need to be on code. They'll tell us not to talk about race and etc., but whenever somebody want to go viral, what do? Make a racial comment, bro, usually specifically about us, you know what I mean? And it's not always in a positive light. Suddenly you got every outlet covering it. Adam 22, Vlad want to talk about it, which is not a black outlet. Shay, well, none of them are black outlets, because, they use black faces, and, they're not, the money that's circulating ain't through black people. So what I'm saying is, like, they just want to put this and make a racial component like that. You think that, there's not Eminem or Machine Gun Kelly or any of these white rappers, you think they have nothing in their past? But have you heard of anything like that? You hear this shit Eminem used to say about his mom? Talking about what he would do in terms of deleting his wife and all the abuse. Oh, that's just music. That's just music.
Shit, he was talking about having them in the trunk.
Come on, bruh. That was cool. And people, it was a different climate then. How is it different when y'all trying to say that he the GOAT? Right? They're trying to say that he's the GOAT because of that, but then saying it was different. So do you approve of it or not? And then if you approve of that, and then did that go make a bunch of white kids go want to have their wives in the trunk? It was rap music, right? Because that's what they're saying. Oh, it's rap music is the reason why Chicago drill rappers did a drive-by. It's like, so, before they did a drive-by, they here put on this song, and this song was done. You know what I mean? So the argument kind of, falls apart when you talking like that. But I'm just saying all that to say, bro, like every time people want to spark something, attack and talk about black people, namely black men, in a disparaging way, and it's just gonna go viral, bro. So that's all this is about. Nobody has anybody did any content about Joe Budden before this. No, 'cause nobody even knows what else was said in that. What else was said in that interview? Nobody is talking about it. Just my allegation against someone he so happens to constantly.
You in the Matrix, B. You in the Matrix, B.
Okay, my bad. Could you hear me now?
Whole button probably hacked.
Right.
Yeah, bro. They hacking me, bro. Hey, I land right there, bro. They hacking me.
Right. No, but B-Eazy, you definitely speaking on facts, man. Real quick, everybody. We will have to close out because we're already at the 1 hour and 15-minute mark. But man, we appreciate you guys for coming up, man, and give you guys his 2 cents, man. And everything you guys were saying, man, about Whole Button, man, was definitely I would say definitely factual, man. So I don't like the way how he gets down like that as a podcaster. It's very shameful, but hey, man, stay strong, Cameron, and just don't be all emotional. That's number one. And number two, sometimes, man, just keep your mouth shut, man, on certain things, because that leads up to a lot of open allegations and attacks. Sophisticated Jerk, man, you have any words you want to say?
Nah, man, you guys was cooking, man, and I appreciate y'all coming up, man, because I love giving y'all perspectives. But I did drop in the private chat. I put the proposal back there, the one with Joe Budden and stuff. I found it. That's how I was looking. I was like, man, I gotta find that for y'all. So I found that. Take a look at it. So my man Joe been pathetic for a minute now, and then I mean it's just like he's looking for any. It's like low level fruit now because B-Eazy was breaking down, and even Marcus. I think now, man, I think he was just in a fight or something like that in a bar. My boy was telling me the other day, and so he's just looking for any low level opportunity and stuff, and it's just kind of borderline sad for him. It's just like Big Riggs was saying. It's like, nigga, man, you was in the rap game. Now you at this point where you a YouTube low level podcaster at this point, just killing the quality of his show, bringing Melissa Ford on there just for this fuckery.
You've been watching too much Charlemagne.
Yeah, man. He falling off quick.
Real quick, Sophisticated Jerk. I was just looking at a little snippet of the video, right? And I know since it's 1 minute, I don't think we'll probably get hit with
man, play it. We good.
Yeah.
Just put the fair use banner and just say fair use. I think you'll be good.
Yeah. Put that on.
Yeah. I mean, look, I already got the fair use, man. Right.
You gotta get some. Hey, I'm gonna be laughing at it so hard. I'm gonna be laughing so hard. They're gonna be like, "Oh yeah, it's different audio."
Right. You know what I mean? So, hey, man, we'll end off with this little clip, man. So we all laugh to this though. Whole Button's been watching too much Charlemagne the Goof. Yep. Okay. Oops. Duplicate. But anyways, let's go ahead. Right. Let's see if I could be able to hear it myself. All right, here we go, y'all. So, fair use at its finest, man. All right. So let's see, man. This is my first time, man, watching this, man, because I don't really watch trash and hip hop like that. But
this was the birth of Joe Budden simping, y'all. This is where it all started, right at this clip.
Oh man, you sure this is maybe the origin, man, to the way how he is right now, man?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe probably got so butthurt he probably had to create that podcast, and get more support.
CSI, here we go again.
All right, here we go.
Hello. Hey, how are you? I'm okay.
Are you cold?
It's kind of cold over here.
Or you breathing, right?
Hi, Joe. What's up?
Where are you exactly?
taking a walk.
Okay, cool. I'll be there soon.
Why are you in the 42nd Street? Is there one place you're not around that I am?
Just do me a favor. Look up.
Look up.
So what is this shit's name?
Tahiri Jose.
It is debatable if she looked better than Melissa Ford. I see why Joe was simping so hard.
Just have extra reminder. The girls' peoples were there too.
Yeah, my man had the whole team out there.
It gets deeper and deeper.
She was like this simp ass dude about to ass.
This is a next level simping, bro.
Oh man, they cut it at the.
Oh, wah.
Well,
she was like,
Hey, Wiley, what happened after that? You seen it?
Just know it ain't bad. It goes well.
Well, you know.
Yo, hey, wait, real quick.
What Erie handling though? She handling.
Hey,
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say they both ended up on reality TV show careers, and it's like they were both in some type of couples care, like therapy, some marriage counseling shit, and they still ain't working out. It still ain't working out with the scripts and everything. That's like being a WWE wrestler, and they try to push you to be the main front, and you still can't succeed.
Yeah, they've been doing this shit, bro, for like 8 years. It seemed like now.
8 years.
Hell yeah, they first started off on that love and hip hop shit.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, but their relationship ended out loving hip hop. Last time I remember.
Yeah, but they've been doing this back and forth bullshit.
That must have been in the mix of it all, because eventually he moved on to another chick on that same show.
No, hell yeah, he did. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I've been so out the loop of that bullshit to just see her in that clip right now. I'm like, damn, Tahiri.
And so there was some allegations of him being a woman beater too. I remember he had a battle with Hollow the Don, and Hollow the Don was pressing him on that. Do y'all know who that was? Who the chick?
I think it was an ex of his. It was an ex of his.
Oh,
that he used to mess
I
around
was like,
with.
was it this chick? And then I was like, that would probably mean that would make sense why she turned down the proposal if he was beating on her.
Now, B-Eazy, you're right, because I think that was like some of the stuff. Like I'm not sure all of them, but yeah, man, he just had a terrible. Because I mean, I think he had like 3 or 4 chicks that he was all involved with on the show. So yeah, man, he just has like a terrible past for females.
I think drug problems and all kind of shit. That's what was fucking him up with.
He's emotional.
Kind of how they was putting it out.
Yeah, he emotional as fuck.
I did want to add this because I know M3's gonna close out a little bit, but I just wanted to get that before I get out of here.
I meant overly emotional, because everyone is emotional. He's overly psychotic emotional. So it was one time I think he was.
Do that.
Yeah. Maybe it's good now. I don't know. Right? It seems like he on that fix now.
You know, I did want to add this though, because I know that I think B-Eazy was touching on it though too earlier. The issue that I have is a lot of times this smear campaign and this targeting, and then there's like this kind of like this picking of the hangman, like the mob riot, and the fact that New York is doing this a lot too. Like I don't know, Cuba Gooding Jr. is going through it right now. Jamie Foxx is going through it right now. You name the list of names of people. A lot of people are being chosen. Yeah, like New York has this act or this policy, like which is messed up and corrupt, but they can actually do this and smear and literally have like a sacrificial lamb in a way. It'll be no evidence, no substantial.
Hey guys, real quick. So before we close out, I found a video right of what happens at the end, because I felt bad that we left. Well, Sophisticated Jerk show us.
Stop lying. You know you want to watch that show. You know you want to watch that show. He wants to catch the rerun. He wants to catch the rerun.
Get left at the corner.
So he be watching season 1 volume, season 2 volume.
That's what I'm saying. Love and Hip Hop got a new subscriber, M3.
but look, to give you guys like some fair closure, right? Let me go ahead and play what happened and what she said to him. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, fellas, don't be like Joe Budden, man.
Hey, I think if you just skip to that part or a little bit before, then it should be so it won't be like you played the whole clip.
Oh no, this is this one. Oh, I see what you mean.
That one is just straight after, right? Yeah, because I don't really want to hear them talk.
Oh, this is gonna be perfect.
Here we go, y'all, man. Look.
Hey, hold on, before you play it, before you play it, this right now already says no. If they say like 80% of language, body, the body cues and stuff.
Body
this
language.
Right here.
Yeah, that look right there. That's official.
That's what I'm saying. Any dude
already tells you.
Any dude that didn't holler at a woman, and you say, whether you say, hey, can I get your number? What's your name? If you got this look, she has this smirk already. She got
that's off top. If you see that look in your woman and you trying to tell her some real shit, it's over, bro. You ain't gonna get the answer you think you finna get. You can see it all in that face.
Yeah,
see your punk ass.
Joe Buttons ain't got no game because I would have walked the hell off. I would be like, look, I would have been like, stop the video.
Yeah, I wouldn't even have said that. I'd just been like, you know what? I feel you. You feel me? And just
I would have took that
about face.
I would have been so petty and been like, look, there's Ashton Kutcher. Those are hidden cameras. These are all actors. You just got punked.
You ain't lying.
No, you would have punked me right now with that facial.
Hey, to keep it real,
you got the look of straight fucking.
I was saying some of her family members was looking a little bit fine. Like, fuck it, I'll just take one of y'all out to dinner then. You know what I mean? All right, I'm out of here.
Right. Ooh, man, that was a sad case for him, man. But let me go ahead and
go ahead and play this clip.
Yeah, because I see the numbers going up, man. So they want me to hurry up and get to the point.
Yeah, that expression says this knucker gonna do it again.
Yeah, let's go ahead. Fair use.
Harry, that's his boo. He had proposed to her.
Will you marry me?
It wasn't.
Love is trust, and I don't trust you right now.
She shot him down.
What? You never hear that.
She said no, and we say...
You did come out and say that you would never propose to her again, but what do you think about her proposing to you or just women proposing to men in general?
Oh, I'm sorry, y'all, but like, is Joe Budden about to cry, bro?
Yeah, my man look heartbroken.
Yeah, he's a loser.
Oh, man. Hey, man. Hey, now I understand.
That's
man.
an I lost face. I lost, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, man. man, pray for Joe Budden, bro. I'm sorry for having this reaction video for him, man.
Keep a watch on that, bro.
Every asshole has the origin of a story, man, and now I understand why, man. Look,
why he has that? Is this why he got that red pill rage?
Yeah. After this, man, I told you that this snatched his soul after this.
There ain't no red pill rage.
It's something, man. Look, this is where like the hair is gonna be
denial rage. That's what he got, the denial rage.
Yeah. Pray for Joe Budden, man, and get the hairism out of the system, man. Have him repent, man, turn to God or something, man.
Pump it up.
That was Big Rig. That was his anthem. When was that? Like 2000 what? 2003?
Man, that's Fast and Furious Part 1.
That's like 02, 03.
Yeah, 02, 03.
Damn, that's the only hit y'all can name. Goddamn.
Bruh, I know, Pete this. I ain't gonna lie, that song was kind of corny, but it was like catchy because they would be playing it at like, if you went to a football game or something, bro, they would be playing that, bro.
Man,
so
that song come on during a football game, it was lit.
That's the only thing you
so that's what I'm trying to say. So it's like one of them corny ones, like the cheerleaders start going off. But I will say this. He didn't succeed as what he should have in his music career. He did have some underground stuff where like he is like lyrically kind of gassing, you feel me? It's just when he put out that commercial stuff, he does go a little bit of the rap like poppy type route, and he gives off, this like, the type of energy, that sim energy that he had. So because I know Big Rig was talking about people validating for him. I think that people are validating for him is like the underground type stuff. You know what I mean? Because he did have some stuff. He used to have a team. I think Wally or
Yeah,
y'all
he
made the
did.
point.
Yeah, he
He had a
did.
team of spitters, bro. Bro,
Yeah, the
them
18.
dudes were spitters. Yeah, it was like
Yeah, because
Paul
he was
Kane yeah,
yeah,
Paul
Fab.
Kane
I
and some
think
other
Marcus
Ransom
people.
Robinson and
Hitchcock.
stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
with the Rolling
bro, they
Stones.
were
All them
spitters,
guys
bro.
burnt him and left him in the dirt. They all
Yeah,
became successful under him. His
L
head was
button.
the trash.
L button.
yeah.
My
No,
gosh.
I was just speaking to the point that he was like burning bridges for me, i.e., whole buttons. But I know M3 about to close it out, and yeah, go ahead, bro.
Yeah,
Hey,
the more of
Joe Budden had that hit song like that dude had that, like the ceiling can't hold us.
oh
Well, it damn sure hold buttons. It damn sure hold.
Hey, they have Pump It Up on like every dance movie.
Yep, you got
Every
served.
movie,
Oh, hold on, time out. Just because we're doing
drumline.
references to entertainment media, hold on. Wait, you can't leave out Midnight Club. You can't leave out Def Jam Vendetta. You can't let Def Jam Icon.
Oh
You
yeah, they
can't leave out
did.
any of these
Oh
video
yeah, Def
games that
Jam
probably had
Vendetta.
NFL Street or some
Man.
stuff.
Def Jam Vendetta was the
Yeah,
best
Def
though.
Jam Vendetta was
Icon is
fire.
we're not gonna talk about that, But yeah, other than that, man, look, guys, thank you everybody. Right, I gotta also respect Sophisticated Jerks' time as well too. But thank you guys for pulling up, man. It was definitely fun. The more of the story is like, don't be like whole button, okay, and keep your mouth shut sometimes, Cameron, and that's pretty much it. All right.
Hey,
And
before we close out real quick, so Big Rigs and B-Eazy, what day is y'all show on? Tuesdays?
So it's usually on Tuesdays. I mean, I think that like we're gonna start doing it more often. And I don't think it's just only gonna be limited to Tuesday. And I got to do a couple things with M3,
okay.
and even I'm still trying to do like that more Second Amendment type content with you as well.
Yeah. I definitely want to get up with you on that.
Yeah, so my with the holiday, it's just been super hectic. You feel me? Because I'm like a one man crew doing all this. I do a lot of filming, bro, for like football games and other events and stuff. So as that season is like fading out, like I'll have more ability. But yeah, we all got to do some content together, and yeah, just tap in with me.
Nah, no doubt. Marcus, Wally, man, where can we find y'all at? And y'all got like a certain day or something just to shout y'all stuff out, man. Because like I like what B-Eazy was saying, man. We all gonna do a lot of collaboration with each other.
Well,
should be building each other up.
You heard of our show before when we were on the other network.
Yeah,
because you had commented on there before.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely tuned in.
Yeah, so pretty much, I'll get back to that. I'm working to get back into that soon enough. But as far as my channel goes, my channel is Prosperity Inside Hub. I mostly talk about like different forms of wealth and how to gain into it to sustain your livelihood and in that mental form. Other than that, you can find me also on Wallyverse. That's a new channel I'm gonna install. Get into the TV shows, movie aspects of those things.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah, drop it in a private chat so I can plug it on my channel too. I'm gonna start plugging B-Eazy and Big Rigs and everybody's channels and stuff. Marcus, where can we find you at? I've been seeing you in the YouTube streets, Marcus.
I was trying to make my rounds because there's a while where I wasn't on everybody's channel, and it's just because everybody's doing content now and everybody's doing like hard work and a lot of time and a lot of streams and stuff. So it's a lot of content out there. A lot of you can find me usually with Wally though collaborating on the Weekly Drop Media channel. I know we hit like hiatus for a while, but we want to talk about stuff like the interview that The Rock had with Joe Rogan on his podcast. We want to talk about things that are happening right now socially around semi-politically, what's happening in other countries as well. We also want to talk about sports, anything from UFC to NFL to NBA, anything also controversial as well. Media hysteria type stuff that's been, a lot of stuff's been coming out to light a lot more lately. So that's kind of stuff they wanted to talk about hitting up. So you probably just catch us on Weekly Drop Media. We should be coming in soon back to from the holidays as well. But other than that, yeah, man, just hit the like button, turn on the notification bell, like, share, subscribe, hit comment, Cash App, support these content creators, donations, all that kind of stuff. Everything from Sophisticated Jerk, Willie Drop Media, M3 TV Network, Easily Rigged, Intellectual Soapbox, Knowledge and Relationships, Cruiser, Concur, wherever all you guys hang out at, all the channels you guys go to, PIH also with Wallyverse, all that kind of stuff.
Oh, that's dope. Yeah, no, we can all build with each other, man. That's why, we did want to have this like topic with Joe Buttons, how he's kind of, throwing hate in the game. And it's just like, man, you can build with people instead of like, I think everybody just wants people to focus on their stuff. It's like, man, there's a lot of hours in a week, man. We all could get it. Jump on each other's stuff and build like that way, man. It ain't got to be like singular. So I like what B-Eazy was saying about, people tearing each other down, man. It does irritate me too. So yeah, I don't understand it. But all right, close
bro,
this out, M3.
Bro, I gotta build on what you just said. Close it up.
Yeah, good.
It's enough bread for us all to eat, but sometimes people they want to have the entire loaf and dole out the bread. But it's enough for us all to have our own loaves. I shouldn't get offended if M3 channel is growing faster than mine. It's like, man, he only doing this to get views. Okay, well, cool. Whatever he's doing, as long as he ain't disrespecting me or my people, allow him to do what he got to do. Maybe he has a better method, a formula, or content. But sometimes people look and think, "Oh, I'm better," right? Or irrelevant stuff. I got way more money than him. Like, what does that have to do with your level of creativity or something? Like, well, I get way more female. Like, what does that have to do with this current conversation? You know what I mean? So everybody has their strengths, bro. And other groups recognize this, bro. Not everybody is meant to play the same role. If you look at military, they have paper pushers too. They need those people. You can look at them like, oh, they ain't in the field, yeah, but they
suited up for the field too, but they just pushing paperwork.
Correct. They're trained to be in the field. They're not as highly trained as someone that's actually doing it, but they have some level of at least menial training, but they are part of the infrastructure. You need those paper pushers. If I'm in the field and something happens and I get shot, I need to call one of the air quote paper pushers. Hey, yeah, bro, get a rescue drop in to pick us up. So everyone serves the role. Some people are going to be enforcers. Some people are going to be the leaders and builders. We got to look and see, like, look, I don't even want to lead. I'll defer to this person. I'll contribute. That's what we need to worry about. What are you contributing? And sometimes people are looking like, well, I don't want to take orders from this person, or I don't want to listen to this person, or yeah, I don't want to take advice from him. And then you go take advice from people that don't have your best interest. You take orders from people that don't care about you. So we're all taking orders from someone. A lot of people took orders by taking that jab. They told you exactly what to do. You didn't want to do it, and then you still ran and did it. So what I'm saying is, like, we can take that same energy and, you can just, I say give 2 out of the 3, bro. You like somebody's stuff, you comment on it and share it. Just give at least 2 out of 3, bro. For a comment, you can drop an emoji, bro. You don't even really gotta watch the video. You would prefer somebody watch your video. I'm saying we want you to pump it up. But I'm saying, like, bro, you can support. I've bought so many CDs from people, and I'm gonna be real. I haven't listened to all of them. I still supported them though, right? They wanted the money. I gave them the money. I had the CD. If I want to go listen to the CD today,
you feel me?
Bro, everything, bro. That's what support is about. Because everything is going up, bro. Go to me. I don't recommend y'all eat McDonald's, but if y'all do go to McDonald's, go see how much the meals cost, bro. One meal is like $10, bro. So instead of spending $10, $20 with McDonald's, bro, hit up your local person and combine groceries and have cookouts at your house, bro, that have leftover food. Have a barbecue, invite some local kids over, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Do a First Fridays where you do a cookout. That $40. bro, you can grill some stuff for $40, bro. Like some chicken wings, links, hot dogs, whatever. So I'm just saying, like, people got to be focused on contributing, bro. If you ain't fit to lead, then you got to be willing to be led by someone else. Don't be looking at what someone is not doing for the things that you're not willing to do, bro. So I'm definitely on politics, bro. So like, if y'all is into this stuff, geopolitics, Israel, Palestine, the coup here, Burkina Faso, and all this going on here. So I try to say, bro, that I don't need content. Everybody,
You're in the matrix, bro.
Right.
Oh, my bad.
This
Could you
stream
hear
don't
me?
want to end M3.
Melissa Ford.
Right.
Hey, my bad. Could you hear?
Melissa Ford got
Salute to
it.
Miss
Melissa
Nebraska.
Ford.
See you in there. Thank you for tuning in.
I'm about to land. Could you hear me though?
Hey everybody, happy Saturday.
Hey, how
Happy
you
Saturday,
doing,
Miss
Miss
Nebraska.
Nebraska?
Look, guys, look, I hate to be the one to be like, hey man, y'all gotta get out of
He's the
here,
bad
right?
guy, y'all. He's the bad guy.
I'm gonna drop down M3. Thank you, bro. Love y'all.
Hey,
Hey
thanks for
man,
pulling
much
up,
love too.
B-Eazy.
Like be easy, man. Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, salute to
Mr.
everybody.
Nebraska, man, it was definitely good to see you up here, but we're already about to close out. You missed out on good topic, man.
Sorry, I'm late. I'm sorry. I'm old. I'm an old lady. I had to take a nap.
We're gonna have to start hitting her up, send her the text, and be like, "Get up."
With the alarm clock, like get up.
But I'll just say one thing real quick. So in my opinion, I think is his name Cameron, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Cam. Killer Cam.
I think Killer Cam.
Victim.
I think he was triggered. And he was triggered for a reason. Because did you guys play the actual interview or podcast of her saying this what she said?
Yeah. We played it like from the beginning, right? Which you're gonna have to probably catch the replay. But the fact that she insinuated that it was probably a possibility that they was messing with underage girls, that's enough right there itself, right? To actually have anybody to try to come after these guys and have like their allegations that are set. And overall, I understand why like Cameron was upset, because it's like you can't just like spew out something that you don't even know. You didn't even like been through that time when they was like, partying like, with quote unquote older women and all that. So, but it is what it is though. Cameron wins.
Her asking a question is not an insinuation. She specifically asked, she said, "Are you guys sure that there weren't any underage girls there?" Because during that time frame, that's what happened. Everybody saw the with Aaron, is his name Aaron Hall? I don't know if everybody saw the interview with Aaron Hall, but if you didn't, I would suggest you go watch it. It's crazy. But and back in that time, like in the late 90s, early 2000s, a lot of underage girls were at those parties.
Okay, well, what that has to do with Mace? Oh, sorry, with Cameron mostly.
Well, look, I'll put it like this though, right?
Far-fetched that underage girls were there, so she was simply asking a question. Now, if any of you guys were to ask me a question, hey, Miss Nebraska, were there any underage boys at that party you had last week? I'm like, nah, heck no, I don't get down like that. I'm not gonna go on an hour rant and make myself look even more guilty if I know I don't mess with underage boys.
But the problem is that a lot of people are missing is that, well, maybe you guys are missing is that they was also underage as well too. So pretty much this was like a party where a lot of these minors actually
Mace and
came
Cameron
into.
at that time.
Yeah,
that they were talking about.
Oh yeah. So so Mace, Cameron, they put it out there that they was also like minors at the time when they went to like this party. So if there were like underage women, they probably was like the same age as far as like, or maybe a few years younger, or maybe a few years older.
So triggered then?
Well, because Mr. Nebraska, I think the issue with there's no issue asking questions and stuff, but I think like the way she did it kind of came off like
It's like
they
a
were doing
setup.
the acts instead of like she should have been like asked the question and say, I'm not, this is just a general question. You know, this ain't about Cam and Mace, but
Yeah.
do y'all think
Exactly,
like
because the
maybe
way
there were
she said it,
younger
it
people there
alluded
at these
to-
events? So that I think she should have separated it out instead of just like blurring it all together. And that's where he's just like, man, you know, the climate, everything going on, you know, I don't want to be lumped into that nonsense because I don't operate like that. So I think that's why he was so defensive.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not even it's mostly like with a business. Wait, hold on from it. It's mostly because like he's looking at things from a business like point, and that's why he went back to like Joe Budden, because Joe Budden really allowed that clip to surface, and then Joe Budden's defense, he's putting the blame on Melissa Ford as saying that, well, I released my act of accountability, and I want to place on Melissa Ford because I asked her, do you or do you not want me to edit that clip out? And because she said that no, you could keep that clip.
Jesus, Wally.
Now the accountability is off
I'm about to
his
say
hands.
Wally a Cash App.
Right.
But it's the truth though, because let's be honest, who's the boss? Why are you asking an employee?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Are we
saying. Yeah.
serious?
He was being
chivalrous. Sophisticated Jerk, the way he articulated what she was, you know, the undertone of how she asked the question makes sense of why he could be triggered. And if that was the case, he should have articulated that same way when he was triggered. Now, it doesn't make sense to me personally why, if she's referring the question that she posed, it doesn't make sense why he would be so angry if he was underage. That doesn't make sense to me. But
Because no one else knows his story.
But
like,
if
let's
that's
be
what
honest,
you're
it's
saying,
easy. Go ahead. Sorry.
But if that's what you guys are saying, you know, she was referring to them when they were underage. Okay, I'll take it. But it just doesn't make sense. The context. Why would she pose that question if she already knew that they were underage and the girls were underage?
Hey, real quick, Miss Nebraska, can you ever in these kind of scenarios, you don't think people could just lie about their age, or they know that, hey, even if they are underage, they'll still profit and benefit from said lucrative lifestyles and said scenarios and stuff like that?
No, you guys just said that Cameron was underage back then of what she's referring to, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay.
what you just said moments ago, she did not
So
know
if
that
Cameron was underage back then, why would she have posed that question?
Because she doesn't know. That's what I'm trying to tell.
She assumed. That's basically the
Okay,
contradiction.
so if she assumed that he wasn't underage when he actually was underage, why was he so triggered? But like a sophisticated jerk said, maybe he was triggered because of how she posed the question. So I get it. It's how sophisticated jerk broke it down.
Well, yeah, I agree, Mr. Nebraska. And I think also because like just like this recent time, New York has all that stuff going on, you know, with like Diddy and all those other guys, and you know they're shutting down people's businesses. So you know people have zero tolerance for, you know, like those type of guys that are messing with like younger women. So that's why I think Cameron was like, shit, I got to jump in front of this. Nah, so he wanted to kind of explain himself, where it's like, because I think him and Mace signed a pretty big contract for the podcast and stuff. So that's why I think he was like, look, this ain't nothing to play about. You know, y'all making these kind of allegations. And that's what he was kind of explaining. I was, you know, younger than when I was telling that story and stuff. So that's why I think he was a little bit on the defensive, like, oh, hell no, you ain't about to put this energy out there on us. We don't play like that. So yeah, that's why I think it mainly was.
That makes a lot of sense the way that you just articulated that.
Yeah,
no, but it was a good question you asked, because that helps.
It's
like
just,
he says,
it's just the thing is that like not
I'm sorry,
everybody.
Hold on for a second, Marcus. Let me just play the clip real quick, right? So then that way to provide with better context or whatever, right? Real quick, okay? So
it's not exactly the way that I remember that story happening.
I don't think that's right. I don't think that's right. Well, who's doing? What's she doing? I don't think that's right. Like them niggas clearly went to a whore house and took somebody up out of there.
Says them. And
that's who told the story. But that's who told the story.
I get that.
So of course it says them.
Is there a distinct possibility that there may have been underage girls in that whorehouse?
Oh, come crazy.
So I just had to pretty much play that part real quick. So regardless, right? You kind of see like even though that was a question that was opposed, right? And respects Smitty, salutes to you. You see how like that kind of like comes off of like something that could be definitely off. Regardless, even if she's insinuating on that, or it's like a question, the way how people operate and they think, they'll be ready to cancel you in a minute. They'll go back to like your history where it was once acceptable in rap lyrics, and then they'll find a way to try to cancel you. We're living in a sensitive society where like people are overly in their emotions, so they hear stuff like that. It's not about like, you know, whether if like, you know, Cameron or Mace was like doing something, you know, shady. It's basically the people who supporting them or the people who's tuning in. People are very emotional now these days, so you know that's why he flipped off, because he know how people react. I gotta get to Smitty, and then we're gonna close out.
M3. Let me add this real quick. You got
wait. Hold on, Marcus. We're kind of running out of time real quick. So, other than that, we'll have a to be continue on this one. But Smitty, go ahead, man, and rock out for a minute. We're gonna close out in 1 minute.
I feel so bad. Can you give me a brief synopsis? I'm hearing you talk about rap lyrics. I'm just getting home. I had a long day.
Oh man, yeah. We're going to be closing out in a minute, but just to give you like a brief illustration, we're talking about pretty much like allegations, man, of what's going on, because from the reaction video that we just played again. So Melissa Ford was on Joe Budden's podcast.
I heard about that.
Yeah, and this was based on like a story that Cameron was talking about with him and Mace in their teenage, in their younger days. It was minors, okay?
When they went to the whole house.
Yeah, they went to the whole house. But the problem was, right?
Smitty got all the details.
Yeah.
That's what he called
it? Yeah. That's what we called the whole house, right?
He called it a whole.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah. And so Melissa Ford on Joe Budden's podcast said that, well, you know, how we know like if there wasn't pretty much messing with underage girls, or if there was underage girls in that whole house or whatever, right? Which it could be true. But the thing is, the way how the media twist things around, they could twist it around as if Cameron and Mace was messing with underage girls, even though they was underage them own selves. And then that's when Cameron had to clap back on his own social media page against Melissa Ford, telling her like, hey man, what you're doing, because she did initial issue like an apology. But the apology wasn't good enough for Cameron, because he's like, yo, you could ruin our reputation, our show, because now we're getting sponsorships. And those are things that we should ever take things lightly. And that's when he went off. Even though he went off emotionally on some occurred, right? At the same time, he had to put that out there because he didn't want to put that negative energy out there. I'll give you guys like 2 minutes real quick, because I know Smith
no
just
problem,
came up,
bro.
but we do have to rock out.
All right. Sheesh. Okay, so when it comes to the thing with Cameron and Mace when they was at the whole house, you know, me and my buddy, we got into a strip club one time with fake IDs when we was 16 and 17. So, you know, the thing about it is that and salute to everybody. It's horrible that our own will always look for something to tear you down. We're never really allowed to build. You're allowed to do okay, but you're never allowed to do great. And so I'm saying all this to say, why is she saying that now? Cam been out, Dipset, all of that been out. Why is this just now coming out? Is it possible that maybe because him and Mace hit like a $30 million deal and they doing the damn thing? Not to mention, yes, you also said it in 3, like they were minors. And then the thing that I ask is, did they say they went to a whorehouse, or did they say they were running a whorehouse?
Because they said they just went. Yeah,
they
went.
said.
Exactly. So my point in saying that is, if I go to the store to grocery shop and they have bad meat in the meat aisle, is that my fault?
Absolutely not.
All right. So I mean, I'm just saying, like,
for real, you know.
And botulism. Don't forget about the botulism in them cans. But my whole point is, it's like, to land it, I ain't gonna hold y'all up. I know you can ready to get up out of here, M3, and I'll see you guys tonight, maybe. My whole thing is that he wasn't running it. That wasn't his house. They just went somewhere. How you just go somewhere and have somebody trying to rag on you like that? And then once again, I'm going to continuously throw this up. Salute Marcus. All right. One no white people saying that. When no Asians saying it. When no Spanish people try to tear him down. When no Middle Easterns, East Indian, nobody. Wasn't even a damn African or Jamaican. It was one of our own. Once again, I don't know what this fascination is with having to beef with your own, having to tear us down. And then we want to turn around and say goofy stuff like, where are all the strong black leaders? Well, maybe if you stop booby trapping them, maybe if you stop, you know what I'm saying, swindling them and making them think that their own is for them, because it makes it real hard. A lot of us, we really want to be for our own. And I'm saying this to say, when I hear things like this, like, bruh, it's discouraging. Like, once upon a time, I wanted to make it big in music, and now I look back on it. I'm so glad my ass was focused on the streets because, believe it or not, I believe that God saved me in the sense of the fame. It's something about when you reach a certain level. I mean, we just come for each other. So, that's why I have a motto that's basically catching money, dodging fame. I'd rather stack my bread and live quiet because when you're out there in the open eye with our folks, shit's bound to happen. You don't have to do anything. From Obama, first black president, the man done something none of us has ever done before. Still got our own trying to shit on him. He ain't get this done. He ain't do that. Dr. King. Out of everything that man has done. Well, he cheated on Coretta. Shut your punk ass up. Talking that stupid shit, man. So, I mean, I'm just saying, it's like no matter what your accomplishments are, I promise you, like our own, for some sick, deranged, twisted reason, always has to figure out something to tear you down. I digress. My mic is muted. Rock out.
Hey, well, thank you, Smitty, man. Thank you for pulling up, man. Respect, man. And yeah, if you and Mr. Best is doing a show tonight, man, I'll definitely tune in on you guys. I won't be on the panel
9:30 if he ain't late. 9:30.
Okay. But yeah, man, I'll definitely tune in with you guys, man. Now, everybody, right, look, don't say nothing. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and close out. But thank you everybody for tuning in, man. I'm gonna put everybody in the back right real quick. So you get like me and Sophisticated Jerk in there. But salute to everybody, man, for giving guys support, man. Man, yo, man, I don't know what's up, man, with the ending, man, but it's usually always the endings, man, with the high energy be coming up there. But I appreciate it, man, for the value of the show, man. So thank you again. Sophisticated Jerk, you have any final words?
Yeah, nah, man. I think it's dope when people pull up. So I know we try to go certain times, but it's somebody cooking, man. We're gonna let y'all cook. So I definitely appreciate everybody that came up. But real quick, man, I was like looking up that Cam and Mace podcast deal that they had, man. You know, it was worth like $30 million. Hey, Cam, come scoop your boys up, man. We was holding you down. Drop some super chats on knowledge and relationships. Hold these brothers down. So yeah, Cam over there eating. So now I understand what the hate was about.
Yeah, man, he was big time eating, man. So, we're trying to eat too, though. But, we ride for you guys, man. We know you guys do a lot of positive things. Keep at it. Your studio is phenomenal. I mean, you got guys like Steve A. Smith, man, and some of the other, sports players that be coming on there supporting. So, keep doing your thing, man. And major salute. Again, Cam. Hey, man, don't worry about the haters. Haters will hate, man. They don't have to be guys, man. They could just be bitches as well, too, though. So, like Joe Button. But anyways, thank you everybody for tuning in. And then we are out, everybody. Salute. Mr. Nebraska says, just be careful which table you eat at, fellas, right? Okay. Great show. Thank you, everybody. Thank you again. Okay. All right, man. So we're definitely out. So let me go ahead and end the stream. Peace out, y'all.
All right, peace.
Subscribe to Knowledge in Relationships and Sophisticated Jerks live streams and everything else too. Peace.